Hello, Aries. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. Welcome to the month of May reading for you for the month. I just want to let you know that May 1st, right out of the gate, we have full moon in Scorpio. So Scorpio is your Mars cousin, sharing the planet Mars. Scorpio used to be ruled by Mars, but now they say Pluto's their modern day ruler. Anyway, full moon in Scorpio, very powerful, very release oriented, especially emotional release. So just prepare yourself if you aren't already aware, May 1st. And then the new moon will be May 16th in the sign of Taurus. So get ready for the new moon, where it is the perfect time to start new cycles, new thoughts, new habits, new projects. Taurus is earth. So that is going to be stability and grounded and anything secure and solid that you're trying to, gardens, perfect time of year for us to, if you haven't already, be getting those kinds of things started, yard work, anything in nature, starting a hiking program or spending time outdoors. I have the MUSE tarot here, and we're going to do Celtic Cross, our monthly overview for the month of May for the sign of Taurus. I have your recent past. I have your current position, your challenge, what's on your mind, what is going on in the top of your head majority of the time, what is happening down below that you might not be aware of, your future orientation, and then I'm going to place the next cards face down, and we're going to jump right in. I have clarifying deck, Tarot of Mystical Moments over here. At the bottom of the deck is the Magician. So your overview energy for the month of May, Major Arcana, Magician. This is Major Arcana attributed to the sign of Gemini. The Magician has all the tools available to them to manifest their destiny, to manifest their reality. So what you think about, you bring about. You're in control as far as the magical side of life. The Magician's card number 1 in the Major Arcana. So in the Fool's journey, first is the Fool, then comes the Magician. Knowing that you've gathered everything you need to gather and you're ready to put your magic out into the world for the month of May. In the beginning, the recent past, what brought you into the month? The Ace of Voices, the Ace of Swords. You had an epiphany of sorts. You had fresh new thought. You had a new bright idea, a brand new game plan. I just want to say, with that full moon happening, something was illuminated for you. You had an epiphany. You had this grand plan in your mind, this opening idea, this fresh new start. This is an awesome way to start a new month, is with new fresh energy. In the center, I'm going to place this down to the side at a diagonal so we can come back to that. In the center is your current energy. The 6 of materials is the 6 of pentacles. Your current energy right now, Aries, is all about reciprocity, equal give and take. It's the merchant giving to 2. So your current position in life is that of either you're taking a stance and you're not going to give if it's not coming back to you. You're not going to pour energy into anything that's not going to pour energy back into you. You're almost feels like you've got this stance of, what have you done for me lately? You know that Janet Jackson song? That might be an important song for you right now. If you didn't need a reminder that things need to be equal. I understand sometimes we pour into places where we just feel we need to, even if we get nothing in return. But I think your majority of your energy is going to be spent investing energy in only things that invest back in you. So this is the current position. And your challenge for this energy is the Knight of Voices, the Knight of Swords. So it's air. It's the Knight of Swords is moving towards communication. The Knight of Voices is, it's very simply said, you want to be heard. You want to let your opinions and your thoughts and your communication, you want that to be heard. You want that to land. You want that to be acknowledged. Your point of view, the way you see things, the how you feel about things. You want to convey that to your friends, to your family, to your workplace. This is the challenge, is being able to do this. So I don't know if you are feeling a little held back, if because this is in your challenge position, you're feeling like you can't get your point across. You can't get people to see your side of things. That here's my take. When you're standing up for yourself and saying, listen, I'm not going to be a part of this relationship, this workplace situation. I'm not going to be a part of my community endeavors if I'm the only one giving around here. And when you're trying to convey that, it's not landing. It's like going over people's heads. They're looking at you with that deer in the headlights look, and you just feel misunderstood, miscomprehended, and it feels like a struggle. It almost feels like your words are being mistaken, your thoughts are being misconveyed, something along those lines. Let's get a little bit deeper into the reading. On your mind is the Chariot. The Chariot is major arcana attributed to the sign of Cancer. So you could have some dealings with anybody with the sign of Cancer in their chart. You could have Cancer in your chart, but the Chariot encourages us to move forward, to move ahead. It almost feels to me like on your mind is, if I stall out in my attempts to make communication, in my attempts to have reciprocity, I am going to just keep moving. I'm not going to let's just say like this, small-minded groups or friendships or family members, they're not going to hold me down. They're not going to hold me back. I am going to continue to move forward. I am going to continue to move ahead. It's just the green light. The Chariot is the green light in your mind for keeping this party going. Let's just keep moving along. We're not going to get hung up on small details. In the bottom, this is kind of in your subconscious, buried down. It's the Wheel. The Wheel is another major arcana. This one is attributed to the sign of Sagittarius. So you could have Sagittarius in your chart, be dealing with the Sagittarius, but it is ruled by the planet Jupiter. And the planet Jupiter is an abundant planet, meaning that whatever Jupiter is focused on, your money, your love, your time, your wealth, anything that it's looking at, it expands. So you have to be really careful with this energy in that it is going to expand and create abundance in any of those categories. And when the wheel spins, and it always spins, it's going, going, going. And it is definitely favors, monetary advances, jackpot energy. It's the Wheel of Fortune. So it really does shine a light on abundance where money is concerned. It can be coming into a family heirloom, landing a jackpot, like you got a promotion, you got a raise, something like that. Now, this is down buried in your subconscious. So I think there's an awareness that you understand, and it is karma, definitely karma. There is an understanding on your part that you keep under the surface knowing that when you put good into the world, good comes back to you. When you give out kindnesses, those kindnesses will find their way back to you. It's the law of what you give out, you get back. And so there's coming back to that reciprocity issue, is your stance is, I want reciprocity. But I'm going to say that I think down below your surface, you know that, let's just say I do contribute to this activity, to my family, to my friends, and they don't give back the way I give. That's okay. I'm not going to give until I bleed, but I'm going to understand, and I think you do understand, that what you give back or what you give out, you will get back, because the Wheel of Fortune is in your May chart here, your May reading, and it is going to continue to work in your favor. The Wheel of Fortune is going to turn in your favor. In the near future, Five of Cups, Five of Emotions. This is very emotionally based. And I look, it just looks like Snow White. It looks like the evil witch in Snow White. Just the darkness in the card. The little, it looks like examples of snowflakes or being in some sort of ice castle. It feels cold. It feels lonely. It feels isolated. And this is not necessarily the energy that you're going to have for your near future. It is just a warning, in my opinion, that the emotional space can feel isolated and cold. And the Five of Cups is about the river of tears. And when we spend too much time reviewing all of the deficit in our life, then the deficit is what we bring in. And so we have to be very careful how much time we spend in lack energy, in what we don't have, instead of looking at the things that we do. So there is a theme going on in your spread in the very center already about the way that you think, the way that you process information. And when you're going around with your calculator, spiritual calculator, and you're calculating, I've given 8.72 and everybody else has given 2, then you're comparing apples to oranges. And maybe it would be wise to know your limits, know your boundaries, understand that people are only capable of what people are capable of, and you're in charge of you and what you can do. And you can give until you're blue in the face, and that doesn't make them want to give back to you. This is just a reminder that your energy spent is up to you. No one is going to make you do anything you're not comfortable doing. I am going to come back and clarify. Let's go over to the tail here. So the external energy is another major arcana. This is High Priestess. This is a beautiful image of High Priestess. This is energy outside of you. And this is the energy of the crowd that you hang out in. This is the workplace. This is your family. These are your friends. Their intuition is being triggered. And I don't know if it's because something that you've said, something that you've done, but there is awareness of people's behavior. They're understanding without you having to say a word. Remember, the challenge for you was getting your point across. The Knight of Swords, the Knight of Voices in this deck. But your challenge was getting your point across, getting your communications heard. What I'm really getting to is that sometimes we don't have to even say a word. Sometimes people just honestly, some people get it. They see your demeanor, they see your countenance, they understand that, oh, it's like a light bulb goes off, and they understand. Their intuition illuminates for them their behavior, and they understand. Now, what I'm going to say, I don't want this to come out wrong, but it's the friends we keep, it's the social circles we're in. If we're hanging out with people who comprehend, you know, normal activities, normal communications, those people are going to get it. You know, your tribe attracts your vibe kind of thing. And I know, Aries, that you hold yourself to a high standard. I know that you operate in the world with a certain degree of decorum. And I think so do your friends. So without having to get mad and be upset and have to get into this really kind of dark place in your emotions, I think you're going to understand that they understand. They might not be putting the pedal to the metal at the moment, but I think your friends, your people, they understand how you might be feeling over here. Your energy internally is the 9 of inspiration. This is the 9 of swords. Now, this is very stuck in your head. This is you really processing information. You're thinking about things ad nauseum. And this is really about laying in bed at night, going over all of the things. You know, you're reviewing your notepad, you've got your inventory out and everybody's name. And it just feels like when you should be getting rest and you should be taking a break from thinking, you're thinking about things. You're going over stuff. You're just thinking a lot. It's being stuck in our head. It's analysis paralysis. Your hopes and your fears. The 4 of voices. This is the 4 of swords. So this is resting, relaxing, rejuvenating, all of the RE words. And this is what you're hoping and you're wishing for, hoping and fearing at the same time. This is an element for me of sometimes people think that, oh, I'll rest when I'm dead. I don't need sleep. I don't need to get sleep at night because I'll rest when I'm dead. I'll get a break, you know, when I'm done on this earth. But there is faulty thinking in that because we all need rest. We all need to take a break. We all need to turn off our mind from time to time. It's actually really healthy. And I'm not preaching to the choir. I know you know that. But this is an encouragement that taking time for yourself to charge your crystals, charge your tarot decks, burn incense, sage your house, take baths. All of those things are nurturing for our higher self. Your final outcome is the Queen of Voices. Queen of Swords. There's a lot of voices in your spread. There's a lot of your own voice, other people's voice. It's a lot of mental, cerebral energy. The Queen of Swords is speaking their mind, calling shots, saying how they feel, especially about strategic things. This is kind of a take charge energy in a feminine way of calling the shots and making sure that people know where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there. You're not messing around. You're not dealing with people getting lost in their emotions. I think specifically even yourself. I think this Queen of Swords they're very fact over feelings. So instead of getting wrapped up in how you feel about things, you're going to be wanting to just talk about, you know, showing up at 9 a.m., make sure everybody has their list. Let's make sure we start talking about this email and that project. And you're just going to be very, I'm not going to say cold. The Queen of Swords can sometimes be considered cold, but they're air energy, and it's Libra. So they're going to make sure that they're dealing with people very fairly, very squarely. They're going to just call the shots as far as organization, organizing chaos, making sure that people understand your boundaries. Let's grab that second deck, Tarot of Mystical Moments. And let's clarify. For the sign of Aries, let's clarify I want to actually ask about that Five of Cups, that Five of Emotions. Let's clarify. Five of Emotions, please, for the sign of Aries. We have the King of Swords, okay? So the pair for the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, you've got the Knight of Swords, you've got the Ace of Swords, you've got the Nine of Swords, you have Four and Queen, and now you've got the King. And the King is here in your future energy, clarifying the Five of Cups, Five of Emotions, by standing up and calling out. It's like a bullshit detector. The King of Swords is going to call a spade a spade. They know exactly what they're dealing with. They're very strategic. This is like a general of an army. They understand the people that are playing the games. They understand the people that are calling the shots. They are calling their own shots because they're kings. They have kingdoms. So they're ruling their own kingdom, and they're making sure that the people that are in their life are supposed to be there, and anybody who's fooling around and not following the rules, they need to go. So there is a lot of boundaries, and there's a lot of definitely monitoring of what's right and what's wrong in your life this month, Aries. I also want to clarify the Nine of Swords as well. Clarify that with the Five of Cups again. So the Five of Cups is here, another Five of Emotions, and it's that like sinking in the river of tears. So we have to be really careful, Aries, about getting lost in the sauce, getting lost in the tears, getting lost in the sadness, going down memory lane or reviewing how everybody's behaving in your life. It's only useful when it helps us to grow. And so instead of becoming bitter, try becoming better in the way that you're processing your sadness. And like I said, it's just the reviewing of what we've lost versus what we have. So keeping that front and center in the month of May is going to be highly important for you. There just seems like there's this dual energy of, it's almost like showing you the sinkhole. You've got to be really careful to not get taken down that sinkhole. And this is in your emotions. This is in your feelings. Now, you're a fire sign, so you're all about, fighting and going and being inspired and being passionate. And these emotional cards, it's kind of a converse energy for you. I know you don't like to go there. And so if the temptation feels strong to get lost in the sauce of your feelings, just see if there's this rest and relaxation, owning your energy with the Queen and the King of Swords, and continuing to try to speak your truth. I have the Romance Angels Oracle cards. I'm going to give you just a couple of those, and we'll send you on your way. Look at that. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Codependency. All right, Aries, for the month of May, this is your monthly reading. Please remember that I am on TikTok and on YouTube, and your likes, your follows, your subscribes, and your shares are greatly appreciated. Thank you again. Be blessed. Be well.